Good evening, good evening, good evening to everyone. Thank you all for joining us this Thursday evening. We appreciate your time. I am Granetta Turner, school counselor for STEM and 10th grade students here at Newton College and Career Academy. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you to our Advanced Academics Information session, where we will be talking with you all about our AP courses as well as our dual enrollment courses. We do have representatives from 3 of the schools that we have partnerships with joining us this evening that will be speaking with you about their programs. Again, we want to thank you for joining us. We do want to make sure that we are good stewards of your time. It is 5:30, so we are going to go on and get started, and I'm going to allow our other school counselor, Ms. Barger, to introduce herself and get us started.
Everyone, my name is Pamela Barger. I'm the other school counselor at NCCA. I work with 11th and 12th grade students. So a lot of the students coming up, a lot of you guys who are probably here, if they are not already one of my students, they will be next year. So we'll go ahead and go straight into it and start off talking a little bit about what the advanced academics we offer are. Once Ms. Turner gets that slide up, the 2 ways that we do our advanced academics are dual enrollment and advanced placement courses. So with dual enrollment, the students are actually earning college credit while they're earning high school credit. So they get 2 credits and their college transcript does start. So this class will affect both their high school GPA as well as their college GPA. So that's very important to keep in mind. Just because they may be taking it on our campus does not mean that it only affects their high school grades. So do keep that in mind. And this is as opposed to advanced placement. With advanced placement courses, those are offered, they are fully high school. They are not able to earn college credit until they pass the AP exam, which is at the end of the year. So it's a year-long course. They take the AP exam, and if they pass that, which is based off of what the scores that the college accepts are. And also, I just want to note as well that with both of these, I do always encourage students to check into the colleges that they're applying to. Generally, most colleges accept both of these types of courses. However, it never hurts. There may be that one college that doesn't. So always triple check with the schools to make sure that they accept both of these types of credits when you're making the decision for what classes you'd like to take. So, and it is with AP. AP is very rigorous. They are taken at a college level, just as dual enrollment is. So do keep that in mind. It can be up to 1 to 2 hours of homework. It's very intense in school. So just make sure you keep that in mind. We want to make sure that the students who go into these classes are prepared. So we look back before we place them in an AP course, we look at that previous content area that they're wanting to pursue AP in, and make sure that they have that 85. And if they don't, then we have a discussion as to whether or not that might be the right choice for them. And then, as I mentioned, whether or not you receive the college credit depends on the test scores and the college AP score requirements. So the advanced placement test, which is, once again, what they have to get the college credits, taken at the end of the year. There are some exam fees. The math and science tests are free. If you're on free and reduced lunch, then you're able to take up to 1 test for free each year. So for example, if you're juniors in 3 AP classes, even if they do qualify for free and reduced lunch, they only get 1 test for free. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have any further questions about I know everyone's enrolled in free lunch right now, so that process looks a little different. If you have any further questions about that, you can see Dr. Daniel, who is our AP of instruction, and there'll be much more information given about that when these tests are coming around. I'll let everyone just take a minute and look over some of the advanced places courses that we offer. If you want to take a picture, we do have them in all of our content areas. So I always encourage students to make sure that they're looking at some of the classes, the areas that they're strongest in. If you're not the strongest in math, then maybe let's look at English. So there's a good place for everyone. However, you do want to be mindful of what your strengths and weaknesses are. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Miss Turner, and she's gonna talk a little bit about dual enrollment.
All right, I'm sure a lot of you have questions about dual enrollment and that process. So again, we do have representatives from Georgia Piedmont Technical College, Georgia State University, as well as Point University, which we have partnerships with here at Newton College and Career Academy. And we do have students that take college courses with other institutions, but those are the three that we partner with. When we talk about dual enrollment classes for students or talk to students about dual enrollment classes, we want to make sure that that student can work well independently and is driven. They are taking college level courses. So those professors are not putting information in Infinite Campus. We have a registrar that does that, so you won't get updates about those course grades throughout the school year, but you will see that grade at the end of the semester. They're not going to call parents to tell the parent about missing information. They are going to work directly with the student. I will say that Point University works pretty closely with us, and so they do a good job of communicating with the school counselors. But for the most part, your child will be treated like a college student. Now, when a student takes dual enrollment courses, they will earn credit for their that high school level course as well as that college level course. So they can use that credit for their academic requirements here and for their base school, as well as for college purposes when they transition on to after graduation. Students may choose their college of choice. I've spoken about Georgia State University, Point University, and Georgia Piedmont Technical College. We currently have a student, I believe, at Truett McConnell, and some of our students take online courses at other institutions. But please be mindful that you make sure you are strong enough to balance out those courses if you plan to do an online course. We also offer career-related with Georgia courses with Georgia Piedmont Technical College that they will talk about. And then academic dual enrollment courses, for the most part, are either online or on the college campus. So please keep that in mind as you hear from our representatives. Now, each college has their own admissions process, so be mindful of that process. But for the sake of Newton College and Career Academy, we want our students to be accepted to the dual enrollment institution of their choice by April 30th. Now, we say that so that we can make sure we get the courses you need in Georgia Futures, and we'll talk about Georgia Futures a little later. If we don't get you registered before we leave for this summer, it gets complicated on choosing your courses and making sure you get the courses you want. So for the sake of Newton College and Career Academy, we want you to be accepted to the college of your choice by April 30th. So please make sure you follow the admissions requirements that the institutions will share this in a moment. College courses are offered on a semester system. They are not year-long. So students have the opportunity to take at least 2 college courses per year. So that would be 1 in the fall and 1 in the spring. So keep that in mind. We do expect students to continue those courses. If you take 1 in the fall, we expect you to take the next one in the spring as well. So keep that in mind. All right, we do want to hear from Georgia Piedmont Technical College first. Let me identify, let me get them up on the screen. Give me one moment, please, so I can make them a co-host. I see Ms. Mullinax has joined us. Ms. Mullinax, you should be able to unmute and join Ms. Barger and I.
Great. Hey, how are you doing tonight?
We are great. Thank you, Ms. Barger. I'm sorry, Ms. Mullinax.
That's okay. Okay, great. Am I allowed to share?
Yes, you are. We have some of your information on the screen, and let me know if you need to, do you need to share your screen?
Yes, I do have a presentation.
Okay, let me get you to share that. All right, Ms. Barger, Ms. Mullinax, you should be able to share now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm gonna get your name right, I promise.
It's okay. And I promise I will do better at sharing this in just a moment. I forget. I don't use Zoom very often, everyone. So please bear with me. Let's see here. I don't know how to, let's see. There we go. Well, good evening. My name is Amanda Mullinax. I'm the dual enrollment coordinator for Georgia Piedmont Technical College. Thank you guys for having us tonight to share a little bit of information about dual enrollment through Georgia Piedmont. As Ms. Turner and Ms. Barger have let you know, we do offer dual enrollment. We offer dual enrollment through from 10th grade through 12th grade for students to take college courses with little to no tuition costs. And I do always like to say the no tuition costs, because if you do earn a credential or something along those lines and you want to graduate, there are some tuition costs that are built in. If you do decide in 11th or 12th grade that you want to take some of those core curriculum classes and you want to take one of our science courses or something along those lines, then there are lab fees, and those are not covered under dual enrollment. So most things are free, and our textbooks are covered and paid for, but I do always like to put that little disclosure in there. You do earn both high school and college credit at the same time, and with Georgia Piedmont Technical College, you can earn a credential in a very short amount of time, a TCC diploma or a degree within a semester for welding, and within 2 years for a diploma. Why would you choose Georgia Piedmont Technical College? We're an open access institution. We have convenient locations. We have classes right there at NCCA. We also have online learning, and we have a campus right in your backyard at Newton, and we even have a satellite campus at Rockdale. We have unique hands-on learning. We have over 40 programs of study. We do offer 28 core classes that will transfer to the University System of Georgia, and earning a degree can be nearly debt-free at GPTC. I had mentioned the Technical Certificate of Credit, the diploma, and the associate's degree. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to explain those, but TCCs will get you started in your career. Diplomas really horn in on a certificate program and then advance that into your career pathway. And then your associates can either be a standalone, or you can move towards and be applied towards a 4-year bachelor's degree program. The pathway tracks that we have at NCCA currently are automotive, cosmetology, criminal justice, manufacturing, nurse aid, and welding. Something that we've been discussing possibilities of moving towards in the 22-23 academic year, or possibly bringing core academic classes into the school. And then we will also offer them online and at our campus as well. Our application process is a little bit different than other colleges. You do have to apply online, but we do have a new student packet that you would have to submit to us. It's signature packet that the student and the parents would have to sign and then submit back to us either via email. You can scan or take pictures and send back to us, or you can drop in a box in the counselor's office, or you can email, or you can mail it to us, or you can even drop it off at our Newton campus. We are still taking cumulative GPAs. If you're looking for entry-level technical education programs, such as those technical pathways that I just discussed, then we will take a cumulative GPA of 2.0 or higher. If you would like to take core curriculum pathways, then we will take a cumulative GPA of 2.5 or higher. We still will take the AccuPlacer placement test, SAT, ACT, PSAT, or HOPE GPA of 2.6 or higher. There's a lot of different ways that you could be accepted to GPTC. One other important part of the process of the application process is to do your Georgia Futures funding application. We do encourage all of our students to create an account and go ahead and get that started. But for next year, the application will not open probably until March. There is a student portion and a parent or guardian portion. And then, of course, as always, make sure that you have counselor approval to do any of your dual enrollment classes. And then, of course, making sure that you're in communication with your dual enrollment coordinator or someone in the dual enrollment office. NCCA deadlines. GPTC will be adhering to all NCCA deadlines. Most of you are already NCCA students, but you would have to apply to NCCA, apply to GPTC, and be accepted. Choose your pathway, and then the deadline for all acceptance is April 30th. The student registration process, once you are accepted to GPTC, you would need to select your pathway or area of study, discuss college courses with your high school counselor and your dual enrollment coordinator. You'll need to request your courses. So when you request your courses for the classes that are on the NCCA campus, most of those classes are going to be submitted to us through your registrar. But if not, you would make sure that you're in communication with your high school counselor, and you would submit those classes through our dual enrollment email from your Georgia Piedmont Technical College student email. You would make sure that you include your information, such as your name, your student ID, course title, and CRN. That way there's no confusion of what you're interested in taking, and we would make sure that we're in communication with your counselor. Make sure that your Georgia Futures funding application is complete and your counselor has entered your courses into Georgia Futures prior to the class start date. Any changes to your courses, such as drop add, would need to be submitted via email, and your counselors and dual enrollment coordinator must approve. Student expectations. We expect all students to attend an online student orientation session. We also expect you to become familiar with your student apps dashboard prior to the start of classes. We want to make sure that there are no issues with any of your login information so that you do not fall behind. Communication is key. Make sure that you communicate through your GPTC student email with all GPTC faculty and staff. And we want you to make sure you dive right in. Make every effort to stay ahead in classes, but if there are circumstances that interfere, make sure you always communicate. We're very excited to have you join us, and we can't wait for the fall. And this is the part I'm super excited about because I feel like we have moved up in life. We have a QR code. If you are interested in joining us at GPTC, you can email us at dualenrollment@gptc.edu. You can email me directly at mullinaxa@gptc.edu. I'm not currently in the office right now, but you can leave me a message on my voicemail. I am at home with my kid who has COVID, so boo, but I have a QR code. So if you would like to scan that, you can, and I will get all of the emails that are input to that information, and I will send out emails that give you all the information that I addressed tonight and more. So thank you so much for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mullinax. Please, stay with us. We will take questions at the end. So please, stay with us as we continue. For those that might have questions, I'm going to share my screen again. Give me one moment. Again, we just want to reiterate that to do the career-related courses, like the courses offered at NCCA, you do need a 2.0 GPA. If you're looking at academic courses, they do want you to have a 2.5. Thank you, Ms. Molinak, so much for sharing the application information. We are recording this information, so we will have this available for you all to refer back to. And so next we want to hear from Point University. They did share with us 2 videos for us to view. And I know Miss Terry Carroll is on with us from Point University. I want to see if I can get her up to see if she has anything to share with us before we view these videos. Miss Carroll, you can unmute yourself and let's hear from you for Point University.
Hi, my name is Terry Carroll. I am the site manager at the Peachtree City location of Point University. We have 3 sites currently at Point University, along with all the partner schools we work with. I would love it if you'd play those 2 videos that I sent over, and then I can follow up with just a few comments.
Sounds great. Here we go.
One of the great things about Point University that people do not know is that we were founded in 1937.
Sorry about that.
One of the great things about Point University that people do not know is that we were founded in 1937. So Point University is a staple in the Atlanta metropolitan area, starting at Atlanta Christian College. Our main campus is in West Point, Georgia, and we moved there in 2012. We're known now as Point University. So the great thing about Point is that we have 3 campuses. Our main campus is in West Point. We also have a site in Savannah, as well as in Peachtree City.
I think if dual enrollment credit classes for high school students is a wonderful thing. I think it gives them an opportunity to broaden their horizons. Also, the college environment, the college structure, the curriculum that's also being taught to traditional college students, it helps prepare them for college and know what to expect. They don't go into a college setting completely unprepared.
Point University makes it easy. We are in partner schools, and so that allows us to go to a school, we'll send a teacher, an instructor, and we have the opportunity to teach those students in their school, as well as for students to come to our site, either in Savannah or at Peachtree City. And so we have area public schools or homeschool students that will come and take classes here.
When I was in high school, I really did not want to take any AP classes. I just didn't see the benefit of them. So I really looked into dual enrollment, and my high school paired with Point. And I thought it was a great opportunity, and I'm very glad that I did.
I wanted to take a dual enrollment classes because I wasn't going to have that rigorous of a senior year if I just took the classes at my high school. I enrolled in dual enrollment courses because I wanted to get ahead on my college credits, and also it helps you get ahead even in high school because the classes only take 1 semester to get a full credit instead of a whole entire year.
Well, it was my mom's idea actually, but I thought it was a really good idea to kind of get some college classes out of the way, and it's also a good preparation for learning what college classes will be like.
Our students have the opportunity to take those courses fully online, and it makes it very flexible.
Some of them hold down a full-time job and earn money while taking classes or other things that they're interested in. Just seeing them be successful in whatever they're wanting to do. So I just love getting to know them and see them be successful.
Also at Point University, our dual enrollment program is accessible. So all we need is a student who has a 3.0 GPA. We do not require SAT or ACT scores. Benefits of taking dual enrollment courses, especially with Point University, help to prepare the student for their collegiate career. So we want to make sure that our students are challenged.
Yeah, it definitely gave me a taste of what college would be like. So I think it really prepared me for coming into Point and realizing that a lot of professors teach very differently, and it gave me the ability to adapt.
I would definitely go with Point University's DCE program because they work with students, they work with families. I think that it's a rewarding experience to have, children in a DCE program broadening their horizons with the faculty and staff that are very concerned about the students, that they are very concerned about their welfare and want to see them do well, but also push them to apply themselves.
If I were talking with families that were deciding between different colleges for dual credit programs, there are several benefits. Point offers usually smaller classes, very personable instructors who are happy to help you anytime. You can reach out to them. And I just think that they would enjoy the environment.
If a student is interested in dual enrollment at Point University, I would suggest that student go right to our website at point.edu/DCE, as well as contact your school counselor. Joining the Point University Dual Enrollment Program is easy. We like to make it simple. So all we need you to do as a student is have a 3.0 GPA. We don't need SAT or ACT scores. And you need to be in the 11th or 12th grade in a private, public, or homeschool program. It's that easy, that's all. But if you still have questions, that's okay. Make sure you go to our website, visit point.edu/DCE. There, you'll find lots of information about our program and contact information on our team members. Remember, we are excited about your journey here at Point University.
Thanks, Granetta. I appreciate you sharing that. Just to kind of abbreviate what we've discussed in those two videos that you just watched, our application process is incredibly simple. We just request the student to go ahead and go to our website and complete an online dual enrollment application. Once that's completed, they'll receive an email that gives them the steps to complete the other two requirements. What we do offer are the core classes for students that are preparing for their 4 years in college. And when they start with us at Point University, we can go ahead and get some of those classes under their belt so that once they go on over to their 4-year choice, or they stay with Point University, which we would love, then they have that start and they have those college credits already ready to transfer cleanly anywhere in the United States and go ahead and complete the degree that they've been thinking about pursuing. We do offer all of these classes that are listed on the screen at the NCCA location. And so the students just stay right there in the building to take their classes. The only other thing I like to mention when I talk to a group this size is to make sure that the student is ready for this opportunity. It's wonderful to have earned a 3.0 in your high school experience, but you also want to make sure that you have the other readiness that's required to complete the rigor that is involved in a college class. Thank you, Ms. Turner.
Thank you, Ms. Carroll. We appreciate you sharing that. Please keep in mind that some of these courses may require you to have transportation next year. We are working diligently with Point to have these courses on our campus to make it convenient, but there is a possibility that these courses may be online, which means you might have to have your own, you will have to have your own transportation should that happen. So just keep that in mind as you plan to prepare. Go on and apply if Point is of an interest to you. but just keep that in mind, please. All right. And next, we have Georgia State University Perimeter College. And from there, we have Miss Kathy Hall. Let me see if we can get Miss Hall up. There she is. I see you, Miss Hall. I'm going to make you a co-host just in case you have anything you would like to share your screen. Good evening.
Good evening.
Would you like to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
You should be able to do that.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having Georgia State be part of this evening. My name is Catherine Hall, and I am one of the dual enrollment team members from the dual enrollment department at Georgia State. So we have our dual enrollment office and our staff, Julie LaCicero, Grant Jones, Shannon Oliver, and myself. And we have 2 dual enrollment admissions counselors that work specifically with dual enrollment students. And that's Deanna Kelly and Peter Vleck. And they can also assist with the admissions process if you decide you want to choose Georgia State for your dual enrollment careers. Also, our departmental email is here for dual enrollment if you have any questions, and also our phone number. And our website listed here is a great resource for you to see all of the different aspects of the dual enrollment program at Georgia State. So if you are not able to stay for the whole session, please go and look at the Georgia State dual enrollment website for more information.
I'm sorry, Ms. Hall, did you share your screen?
Oh, it's not shared?
It's not shared.
Are you seeing the green share screen button at the bottom? There we go.
So,
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, there we go. There's the information if anyone wants to take any of that information down. 2 of our admissions counselors and then our dual enrollment staff. The admissions office is critical when you all are applying. Once you're admitted, then the dual enrollment office assists with all registration, funding information, schedule changes, and communication with your high school. Okay, students at Georgia State as dual enrollment students are considered non-degree seeking students because they are high school students first and foremost. This is an important note because it's related to one of the most common mistakes in the application process. The first question of the application asks if you are applying as a degree-seeking student, and dual enrollment students have to answer no in order to be able to classify yourself as a dual enrollment student. So when you answer no, it will ask you another question about if you're still in high school, and those answers to those questions will populate the correct application for you. If you answer this incorrectly and decide to apply as a first-year student instead and pay the non-refundable application fee, there's nothing that we can do to refund that application fee. Dual enrollment students' application fees are waived. So it's critical that you answer those questions correctly so you'll get the right application. The fee waiver is built into the application. You are allowed to take classes during any term starting with summer after you complete 10th grade. Please remember that you only have 30 hours of dual enrollment funding. So please plan how and when you will use those 30 credits. We generally suggest that DE students do not take more than 1 or 2 summer courses because of the pace of the summer semester. 1 semester of a college course is the equivalent of a full year of a high school class, which means that not only is the material generally harder, it's twice as fast. Summer courses are completed over 7 weeks, so that's about double the normal pace of a college course, or about 4 times quicker than high school. The fall semester and the spring semester are your normal time period of 16 weeks. It's just the summer that's a condensed experience. Dual enrollment students have access to all campus facilities and other aspects of being a student at GSU other than living on campus or being involved in Greek organizations. As I mentioned earlier, dual enrollment is funded by the state of Georgia, and the classes that you take while participating in the program are essentially free as long as you fill out the funding application and you register for classes on the approved list and stay within the 30-hour cap. If while still in high school you reach the dual enrollment funding cap, you can self-pay for tuition, fees, and books and continue to take classes. The GSU campus bookstores loan dual enrollment students their textbook for the semester, and books must be returned in good condition at the end of the semester. And if they're not, then you're required to pay for them. Very similar to taking out a book at a library, public library. Some lab sciences or some classes have class-related fees, like if you were to take a science class, you have to take the lab alongside it. And so those class fees are not covered by dual enrollment. There's minor material costs associated with them that's not covered that you'd be responsible for, as well as transportation, parking, and meals if you're on campus. Okay. Students must be a rising junior, a senior. They're eligible, again, starting between that 10th and 11th grade. You have a total of 6 terms of dual enrollment eligibility to complete the 30 funded credits, so don't feel like you need to load up on 15 credits right away. You'll need to have permission, like everyone has said, from your high school counselor as well as your parent or guardian. Dual enrollment is a partnership. If you don't get permission from your high school, it doesn't matter if you're admitted to GSU or not, you won't be able to participate. The first step in the process should be talking with your high school counselor, expressing your interest, and seeing if they think you are ready and will approve if you do apply. Requirements and internal deadlines you must be aware of, and they might be different from Georgia State's deadlines, but we always adhere to what your high school deadline is. When you are applying, you will have the option of applying to the Atlanta campus or one of the perimeter college campuses. For Atlanta, they are slightly more demanding admissions requirements. And Atlanta also offers freshman through senior courses, so 1,000 level courses up to 4,000 level courses. Dual enrollment students are not allowed to register for classes reserved for freshman learning communities. Perimeter College offers freshman and sophomore courses, so the 1,000 and 2,000 level. But in most cases, that will be enough for dual enrollment students. Perimeter College has a slightly more forgiving admissions requirement and has more flexibility by offering access to online or in-person classes. So the Newton campus is where a lot of students will take face-to-face classes, but we also have a lot of online options available. Okay, so here are the requirements for the 2 different programs. Regardless of the campus, students need a 3.0 core GPA. They need to be on track to graduate and need to demonstrate college level readiness through testing scores. Last year, we were test optional due to COVID, but with increased testing availability, at this time, testing is mandatory in order to be admitted for dual enrollment. Core GPA means we just look at your English, math, social science, natural science, and foreign language classes. Because of this, a 3.0 on your high school transcript doesn't necessarily mean that you'll meet that 3.0 core GPA requirement for admissions, because we aren't looking at art, PE, or any other electives like that. You'll need to be on track to graduate based on the core curriculum requirements. One area where a few students have had problems with this requirement is with foreign language. Since dual enrollment classes are worth one high school credit per semester, some students decide that they will take 2 years of foreign language through dual enrollment as a senior and don't take any foreign language classes until then. Unfortunately, if you're coming into your senior year with no foreign language credits, you're considered not to be on track to graduate. Another difference between Atlanta and Perimeter is the Perimeter College program. You can take the AccuPlacer instead of the SAT or ACT. Currently you can take the AccuPlacer face-to-face on one of our campuses, or you can take it virtually. If the bottom line is to apply first, once you apply, you'll be given a Panther ID number, and that Panther ID number will allow you to register for the AccuPlacer if that's what you decide to do, instead of submitting an SAT or ACT. The AccuPlacer is a College Board product, and you can find free help guides online at the College Board website, and it has 3 sections. The reading and math are untimed, and the writing is 1 hour. Okay, from here, a quick rundown of the next steps. Talk to your high school counselor and let them know that you're interested, and talk about whether or not this will be a good fit for you. If you get the go-ahead, apply for dual enrollment with Georgia State. Once you have applied, submit your funding application. That's what Georgia Futures that some other folks have mentioned. Make sure you submit all of your paperwork by the deadline. Your official transcripts, if necessary, your testing scores. If we get your material late, we cannot offer a guarantee that we'll be able to admit you. So see the deadlines here. The deadline for spring 2021 is passed, so we don't need to worry about that. Spring 22 is November 1st. Summer 22 is April 1st. And fall 22 is May 1st. I always tell folks to shoot for 30 days before the deadline, so you can make sure that you give the admissions office time to process, because dual enrollment students are also processed within the general population. So you want to make sure that you have enough time to get everything processed. You can meet your high school deadline and get registered in time before you leave for the summer, if you're choosing the fall or the summer 22. Okay. And I will leave questions for the general question time.
Yes, we'll take questions at the end. Ms. Hall, thank you so much. You actually clarified some information for me. I always have students say, I thought I didn't have to pay an application fee, but it's asking for an application fee. And now I know why, because you just told me. So thank you so much for making that clear to me. That is awesome. And again, I want to thank all of our college representatives. I love how each one said, speak with your high school counselor. You need to meet with myself or Ms. Barger as you plan your courses for next year, especially if it's dual enrollment. Make sure you're meeting with us. And Ms. Hall, thank you for also letting us know how students can get access to that AccuPlacer test. Again, Newton College and Career Academy's deadline to apply and be accepted to the dual enrollment institution of your choice is April 30th. So you need to meet with me and Miss Barger. You need to, after that, you need to start your application process. And then, as you just heard Ms. Hall say, they will take the AccuPlacer test, and they do have a means for you to do that once you start your application process. Thank you, Ms. Hall, for sharing that. Thank you, Ms. Carroll, for sharing. And I appreciate you all staying to the end so we can get the students and parents' questions answered. Let me just reiterate, Georgia State University courses are either on their campus or online. You will need to provide your own transportation, whether that class is online or in person. So please make sure if you are applying that you understand you will need your own transportation for that. All right, so as was mentioned, the state will fund 30 credit hours of dual enrollment, and you will need to complete the dual enrollment funding application, which can be found on Georgia Futures, which is ran by Georgia Student Finance Commission. I love how everybody said it and everybody reiterated it. Point University actually has a form that we fill out with the students and parents, a parent participation agreement, getting school counselor approval for the for information, but we all still need to complete, all the students that are taking dual enrollment classes need to go to Georgia Futures. This is what Georgia Futures looks like. I've highlighted here where you can go to access the dual enrollment funding application. You will need to make sure you are signed in when you do that. Your classes will not be funded. You cannot get enrolled in Georgia State without your classes being in Georgia Futures. So it is very important that we make sure that happens. But I wanted you guys to see what that looks like, see where that is. That's the first page. You see, I'm not even signed in on that page, but that's where it looks like. Once you click that, you will need to sign in, or you can sign in first. And Ms. Barger and I will be here to assist you with that process should that be necessary. So we've also included all the links to all of the institutions, to their dual enrollment pages. Again, everybody share the information. Ms. Hall, I was going to ask at the end when we take questions, will you please put the dual enrollment admissions representatives' names in the chat? If you could, that would be awesome, because I think we missed that part of the PowerPoint presentation. So,
okay, yes.
Yeah, that would be appreciated if we could see that, so they'll know who to contact if they have a question specific to your institution. So we'll keep that going. So just be mindful of these links. And again, we are recording this. I will share it with Mr. Walker so we can see how we're going to share that, whether or not it's turning it into a YouTube link or something so parents and students can view in the future. So now at this time, we're going to ask that you just stay muted, but we want you to share your questions in the chat that we can respond to. We'll try to read them out loud so everybody knows what we'll respond to them out loud so everybody knows what we're responding to, but we don't want to get mass chaos with everybody trying to talk at once. So feel free to ask your questions in the chat. If you feel like you have a specific situation that you want to talk about, for example, if you're a STEM student and you're wondering about AP or dual enrollment, schedule an appointment with me and we can talk about that. We can Zoom your parent in, or we can schedule it for a time that's convenient for your parent. So keep that in mind also. So we got quite a few questions coming in. Ms. Barger, feel free to chime in as we respond to these.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and quickly respond to those. And Georgia State, Ms. Kathy, feel free to jump in. But Georgia State offers all kinds of classes. What we will do as the school counselors, we'll sit down with the students and talk about what the entry level classes are. Just really quickly, generally, we're going to recommend college algebra as a fourth math. We would recommend a first level English course. Those are always our number two go-tos. However, there are other options that we can explore. It is a full college campus, so they have an array of things. However, dual enrollment does only cover certain classes. So we have to walk through those things and sit down and have a conversation about that. And then as far as the scheduling, how that works, how many days a week do they go to campus for dual enrollment? Once again, they follow Georgia State's schedule. Generally, colleges meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. When they go to register after they've been applied, accepted, and they go to register, they'll be able to see the dates and times of the classes. And they just need to very quickly, once they register, make sure that they notify us of what their schedule is so we can revolve their high school schedule around that and make sure that we have all those puzzle pieces together. So AP and dual enrollment classes holding the same weight. So as mentioned before, AP classes, you have to pass the AP exam. If you take the AP course and you do not pass the AP exam, you will not receive college credit. So that is the big difference versus with dual enrollment, you are actually in a college class. You are fully enrolled with Georgia State or Georgia Piedmont or Point or whatever college of your choice. So that's the main difference with AP and dual enrollment. They do hold the same weight if you pass the AP exam. Once again, though, I do always note, make sure you check with the colleges that your student plans on applying to. It's always important. For example, I learned that Emory does not accept dual enrollment credits. They only accept AP credits. So those are far and few between that those things happen, but you never know. So make sure you check with the colleges. Ms. Turner, would you speak a little bit to how we're going to set up meetings and actually do the dual enrollment process?
Okay, so for right now, if you know, okay, I still have a lot of questions that are specific to me, just questions specific to me. You can use our QR codes to schedule that appointment. Now, we are about to start our registration process. As we begin that, you need to just schedule a meeting with myself or Ms. Barger, whichever one is your school counselor, to have these conversations about whether or not dual enrollment is right for you, whether or not AP is right for you. So we can actually have that conversation, and then we will say, yes, you need to go on and apply, or we will say, okay, maybe we need to talk, you need to talk to your parents a little more about this and see if you all, understand what all is going to take place in pursuing dual enrollment, RAP, whichever is the case. So schedule that appointment with us first, and we will give you the green light to start that process. Once you start that process, make sure you apply, make sure you register for whichever test is necessary, make sure you request a transcript, which you can also do through Georgia Futures. Once you are accepted, you need to either send us a copy of the email that was sent or notification that you were accepted to that institution so that we can add that to your schedule. We will not add any dual enrollment information to your schedule until we know that you have been accepted by the institution. But to get you started, we need you to schedule an appointment with your school counselor so we can talk about that, okay? Does that answer your question? I hope that answers your question.
Requesting transcripts. We have a QR code posted in student services that you can come and scan. It's on our whiteboard, and you'll fill out a Google form. It asks for your name, where you need it sent. We'll need an email address or a mailing address. I have had students just go in and pick Georgia State. We actually need the email or mailing address, which will be provided as you fill out applications. And that's just in regards to college in general. For my rising seniors, that's how you will go about requesting your transcripts. And we do notify you. We'll let you know that we've sent those off, so you'll get notified. If you're applying for Point, you do still do, if you are applying for any dual enrollment, whether it be one of the 3 colleges here or another college of your choosing, the funding application is the only way that you are going to get those courses paid for.
Ms. Molinex, I do see I'm sorry, Ms. Barger. I don't know why I'm getting the two of y'all confused. I apologize, ladies. Ms. Barger, we have a question from a student that says, if we do virtual classes, will we take them at home before school or a class in school to do it? If you register for virtual classes, whether it's, you're Zooming with the teacher or using whatever platform the school uses, or it's an online class, you are expected to take those classes off campus. You will not be able to take those classes on campus because we do not have, we won't have you registered for a class, so you will not be in a NCCA class at that time. So if you register for virtual or online, you will be expected to take that off of NCCA's campus. If that means going home, then that's what you should do, okay?
In regards to the,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was moving on to the healthcare. I had someone talking about healthcare and not having taken intro to healthcare or essentials yet. Unfortunately, if you're going to be a 12th grader and you have not began in that pathway already, you do have to have already had intro and essentials to be able to go into GPTC's Certified Nurses Assistance Program.
Ms. Barger, have we spoken to anyone that's already enrolled at GPTC and would like to take additional courses?
No, we haven't yet.
Ms. Molinax, will you respond to that for us, please? We have a student that is currently in cosmetology at Georgia Piedmont, and I know another student mentioned wanting to take academic courses in addition to the career-related courses they're taking.
I apologize. Can you say that one more time? I have dogs that are going crazy and I was trying to figure out what was going on.
That is quite all right. We have a couple of students that are currently enrolled in GPTC courses. I think both of them might have said cosmetology, but they're here courses here at NCCA. They are inquiring about taking other courses. One specifically said academic courses at GPTC. Is there anything that they need to do as far as being able to continue in Georgia Piedmont, but take academic and the career-related courses?
We will just want to make sure that they are in communication with you. The high school counselor will want to look at their Georgia Futures to make sure that they are still under that 30 hours. And so we just want to make sure that they'll be able to finish out their pathway and stay within their 30 hours, because we don't want to we don't want to go over those 30 hours. Right. So it'll just be on a case-by-case basis, and we'll continue to look individually at those.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That 3.0 GPA, this is a good question, and I'm probably going to learn something. Is that weighted or unweighted, Ms. Hall?
That is unweighted, and then they'll just look at those core classes.
And GPTC and Point, would you guys mind answering that in regards to your GPA requirement? Is that weighted or unweighted?
Hello. For Point University, that will be the cumulative GPA for the student.
Thank you, Ms. Berry. Did you ask GPTC to respond to that, Ms. Barger?
Yes, I'm not sure if Ms. Molinax, did you hear me, Ms. Molinax? Is your required GPA weighted or unweighted?
Tell you what, let's send her a chat with that question, and we'll see if she can get to respond, because I want to make sure we're, again, being a good steward of everybody's time. I see that a student asked, will students be scheduled for college and high school classes on the same day? We do have some students that might start their day at Georgia State or Georgia Piedmont and then come over to Newton College and Career Academy. We have some students that still go to their base school and then go over to Georgia State or Georgia Piedmont. We have students that come directly to Newton College and Career Academy and then go over to Georgia Piedmont. So it's most likely you are going to have your high school courses and college courses on the same day. Once our schedule is set in the fall, it's pretty much set. We do try to work with our students to the best of our ability to make sure their college courses, we do put in that slot in their NCCA schedule. It'll look like a PSO spot is what it'll say. And we try to put that in where it's convenient. Usually we try to put that in like fourth block so that, you're not going back and forth from NCCA to Georgia State and back to NCCA or vice versa. But you will have college courses and high school courses on the same days in most cases. That also depends on how many courses you're taking. Another student asked, are you allowed to take summer classes for dual enrollment? Now, this is a question that I also refer back to the base school. So Autumn, I would really depends on which base school. Some base schools are adamant about not taking academic courses during the summer. I did have one school in particular that was adamant about that. So I want to just verify that with them again. But we can do that. We can discuss that. Make sure you schedule an appointment with your school counselor so we can get all that clarified. I have had students that have taken career-related courses on the over the summer though. And you will get high school and college credit for your academic courses. So if you take English 11, usually a lot of students take English. So if you take English, you will get English credit. I think English 1101 and 1102 come back as your senior credit, depending on which school you're at. Some schools, which college you attend, but it comes back differently. So if you take a college level course, it will come back as your high school credit for academics. That was a lot of questions. Good job, y'all.
I'm going to put mine and Miss Turner's meeting links in the chat box as well. And just a reminder again, I'm 11th and 12th non-STEM, and Miss Turner is 10th and all STEM students. So even if you are 11th and 12th grade, if you're in the STEM program, you will make an appointment with Miss Turner. So I'm going to post that. And I'm also working on getting the link to post where you can request transcripts as well. Let's see what other questions we had. If I take dual enrollment classes with Georgia College, but I don't plan on staying in Georgia, will my credits follow me? That's a very good question. You do need to check unfortunately, the best advice I can give you is check with the specific colleges. Some out-of-state colleges will accept the credits, other will not. That's very specific to the college. So that's going to be some research there.
And make sure you can meet with your NCCA counselor. We will be the ones to put the courses in Georgia Futures as we build the bulk of your schedule with your 6 courses being here. So make sure you meet with us. If we have questions in regards to what a base school allows, we will contact the base school and inform you of how to proceed. So you won't need to contact your base school counselor. And then the credits allowed, again, you can only do 30 total. We do want you to have a balanced schedule. We're not trying to overload anybody. You guys have enough on your minds to worry about than trying to overload yourself with dual enrollment classes. So the number of courses is something we can talk about as we meet with you and plan for dual enrollment or AP too.
Have we already answered where you can find Georgia Piedmont on campus dual enrollment courses?
I believe so. That's something we'll have to look at. They do share a registration form as it gets closer to opening up their classes, so you can see what's online and what's not. And so that's something that you'll get once you've been accepted into their program.
I'm hoping I didn't miss anything and I'm not re-answering questions. Being enrolled in more than one university. You can do that. However, I would not suggest it. It just there's extra paperwork and extra people that have to be involved. So it's definitely better to just stick with one university. Also, the classes from an academic standpoint are going to be they're going to pretty much be the same, whether you decide to do Georgia State or Point or GPTC. If you're wanting to take a math course, I'm still going to suggest that you take college algebra. And those classes are going to pretty much be the same. So I suggest staying with just one university. However, you do not have to do that.
And we do have some students that might be taking, like, for example, we had a student that was in cosmetology with GPTC, but they're taking academic classes with Point. So you really have to make sure that, you're choosing wisely and you cover your bases with your paperwork. And while Ms. Barger and I would like to be perfect, we aren't. So getting that paperwork done and making sure all things are done correctly, if you're at 2 schools, we might need some help with that. We might need some reminders. So like Ms. Barger said, it can be done. We do have some students that do that. Like I said, career-related courses here on campus. and then taking academic courses off campus. So you are able to work with 2 institutions, but you just need to be mindful, make sure you have all your ducks in a row, and make sure you're communicating consistently, and making sure we stay on top of it too. Like I said, we would like to be perfect, but it's not possible.
And that's the major thing with dual enrollment, is just making sure you really have to step up and take the responsibility. For any of my students that are on here, that is going to be on you. It's college level work, and your professors are going to treat you as a college student, and you're going to be responsible for relaying a lot of information to us. So keep that in mind. We do not get any notifications, anything like that. They don't use Infinite Campus. They use completely separate programs. So just be very mindful. You have to be very responsible to be successful in the dual enrollment program. And that kind of somewhat goes into, does a parent have to be present during the meeting about dual enrollment? You're more than welcome to, at any point, of course, come in and meet with them as well. However, I would suggest allowing them to come and meet with us, see what information, after having this basic information, see what they tell you. If you still have questions, feel free to shoot us an email, give us a call. You can set up a meeting. But I do encourage you to allow them to meet with us first, just as kind of a first step to get their feet wet and making sure they're taking that responsibility. Like we maybe missed some back in the back.
Thank you, Ms. Carroll, for letting us know that you all will be on campus next month. That we look forward to you all being available to help students with that application process. And we will share those dates as we get closer so they can mark their calendars too. Thank you so much. So Ms. Barger shared our links to schedule an appointment. Also, if you've ever gotten an email from me, and most likely by being on the call, students, you've got an email from me, in my signature, there's a link that says signup.com 10th graders and STEM students. You can click on that link and that'll take you where you can sign up for a meeting with me. I check that daily. However, if you schedule an appointment the same day, give me a heads up to let me know you scheduled that appointment, because I might not see it till the next day. It doesn't alert my email. So you can use that signup.com link in the signatures on my emails. And if you are a 10th grade student at NCCA, or if you're in STEM, I know you've gotten an email from me because I share information that way. And Ms. Barger, you shared your link, correct?
Yes, I put them both in there. I also just posted the transcript request link as well for the person that was asking about that.
We're all about some technology.
High school and college credits for all dual enrollment classes. You get high school and college credit for all dual enrollment. You meet with your NCCA counselor pretty much for everything regarding your schedule. You meet with us.
And I cannot say enough, if every college reiterated that you need to see your school counselor, then you need to see your school counselor. I absolutely love that. So make sure you guys meet with us about those.
I had someone asking about the healthcare again. You do have to have intro to healthcare and healthcare essentials to be able to qualify for the CNA program.
All right. All right. Ms. Molinak shared funding applications usually open around March. That's for Georgia Future. So after you do your application to the college around March, and we'll send out, try to send out a mass email when that becomes available, so you all will know to go complete that funding application, so we can again get that process going. Thank you, Ms. Molinak, for sharing that. We appreciate that.
Ms. Barger had asked if we took weighted or unweighted GPAs, and we do take unweighted GPAs. I know my dogs were going crazy, and it was because someone was outside, so I do apologize. I didn't know if that ever got answered.
I don't
So-
think we did respond to that. So all of it seems that all of the colleges are unweighted is
Yes.
what they require, unweighted GPA for all 3 of our colleges here. We have any last questions, guys? There's maybe something we missed. Feel free to copy and paste and drop it again.
All right, so at this point, if the questions are slowing down, if you, if you feel like, okay, great, I got it, I might wait and review this when the video comes out. You're either going to schedule an appointment with myself or Ms. Barger. We will have Point University on campus. Ms. Molinax, I think you're playing it. Ms. Molinax is here from time to time, so we'll let you know when the institutions will be on campus where you can answer further questions. Again, we want to make sure that we're not taking advantage of your time. We know that you all have lives and families and things that you need to do, or dogs like Ms. Molinax, and it's raining outside. So we're going to let you go at this point. We thank you for your time. If you have any questions, email us, schedule an appointment. If you catch us in the hallway and it's a quick question, you can ask us in the hallway, but make sure you schedule an appointment or email us. You also have the information for the schools that were represented. Again, we'll have this information, the recording out to share with you all as well. Thank you guys again. Thank you, colleges, Ms. Hall, Ms. Berry, Ms. Carroll, Ms. Molinax. Thank you all for coming out. You all have a great evening and be safe out there.
Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a blessed night.